Now, before we begin this video, I want to issue a warning. This piece of content is literally and specifically for educational purposes only. I do not intend or wish anybody to do what you see or hear in this video in real life. I'm only showing this first clip just to provide context as to how we got to the next clip.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
As a member of Congress with people, you know, who evidently had a racist attitude, and recently one even confronted me in a restaurant. And they don't say racist things, but what they say is they don't like something I said. If you were not Black, you would not be approached that way.
They probably would not. They would think twice about doing it.
How do you justify genocide? How do you justify genocide? How do you sleep at night? What are you doing about Palestinian children? What are you doing about Palestinian students at the U of M?
I appreciate you raising your voice. I'm here to have a graduation meal with my daughter.
What about all of the children that are in mass graves? What about them?
America's chickens!
Forget me even having an opinion about anything. You just watched it for yourself. You heard what she said. You've seen how she just like, hey, you know, y'all better be ready for us. You know, that kind of mentality. I'm very limited on how I can approach this just because I'm going to be very careful. But yeah, she's over there like, yeah, what up? If you were that of another ethnicity, the response would have been very different. And on top of that, in front of a crowd of people encouraging them to actually harass someone, that's not okay. I don't care what skin color you are. I don't care what you believe. Remember, she's asking you to do this strictly off of your political belief system, your political ideologies. She wants you to be harassed at your children's graduations while you're getting some dinner or some lunch. She just wants to disturb your day. Does that not scream miserable? Anyhow, it's ironic that today, well, I wouldn't say ironic. It's not even surprising. It's more or less like finally you get to witness the hypocritical nature of how the left is.
Your reaction to Trump saying, if everything's honest, everything's above board, to his point of view, he'll gladly accept the results of the country. But if not,
if he loses, he's going to say that it was fraud. He still has not accepted what happened in the last presidential election.
I don't think that.
And so we have to be very concerned.
Hold on, let me rewind that. Let me rewind it so y'all can see that real quick. Let me get off the screen.
And so we have to be very concerned about a former president of the United States talking about attacking his own country, talking about perhaps a bloodbath. I will go and take Trump out tonight.
Trump says in that time interview that he would not seek to overturn or ignore the Constitution's prohibition on a third term.
I'm going to ask the Justice Department and I'm going to ask the president to tell us what they're going to do to protect this country against violence if he loses.
If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome.
This is the same woman who literally encouraged BLM and Antifa violence. Wow. What a sudden turn of events, right? Huh? You're sitting here saying, oh, you know, if he's not going to accept it, and alluding to things are going to get pretty chaotic if he doesn't win and all this other stuff. But I've never heard Trump say any of the shit that you said. Colin Rugg actually tweeted out that he's going to be requesting that the DOJ investigate that particular incident. Waters is clearly preparing for, volatile behavior, and I'm on the side with him. Hey, y'all should look into that, because the way she talking right there, is not good for anybody. But you see some Democrats just liars, flat out hypocrites and liars on top of that. I bet she'll sit there and deny that she even tried to excite any sort of violence. But the hilarious side of this is the conservative brief posted ultra liberal Democrat and Trump hater Maxine Waters has a nephew who not only supports Republicans but appears to be pro MAGA as well. Then he went on to say, somebody went on to say, I wonder what the family dinners are like.
You know, black people used to be Republicans until right after the Great Depression. I think we've ridden this donkey as far as it can take us. Okay? It's dead. I'm ready to get on a great big old African elephant. Right? We have to remember who Joe Biden is. This is a guy who was mentored by Senator Byrd and people like Strom Thurmond, the card-carrying members of the Ku Klux Klan. So, you know, she represents Republican 2.0. What she's talking about for us is a new emancipation, socially, politically, economically. It's emancipation 2.0. And we have a real opportunity, not only with her candidacy, but with President Trump, to start again in this country and recognizing where we've been. Look, I'm not telling any of you who are Democrats to rip up your voter registration card. Okay? Maxine Waters, Auntie Maxine, imagine if she was really your auntie. She's really my auntie. What I'm saying is this. After all of those years of dealing with failed policies, how many more lives, how much more time, how many more generations are we going to sacrifice at the altar of Democrat politics when they treat us as a political afterthought? An afterthought. It's time for us to make a positive choice in our own best interest and vote for the candidates who are in our own best interest. And if they are Republicans, then so be it. When white America, working class, and black America, working class, decides to work together, there's no demographic that can stop us. What other sign from God do you need than to see the predominantly white Republican Party moaning and groaning with us about the likes of the FBI and the CIA? We're talking about God's timing, right? Doesn't he have a way of making strange bedfellows? He has a way of drawing us together in perilous times to stand together, work together, fight together, vote together, lead this country together. Because those people who are inclined to its destruction are our common enemy. Our common enemy.
I mean, he's right. We got so many people and so many entities, so many media, bought politicians and things of that nature out here trying to divide us by race, by ideologies, you know, by political ideologies and things of that nature. It's like, yo, at this point, it don't matter if you're a Democrat, it don't matter if you're independent, it don't matter if you're Republican. Like, actually pick somebody that's in your better interest, somebody that actually fits the policies and who has the makeup to actually make the change that you need to see. Stop basing it on, oh, I just don't like how, you know what I'm saying, he got so much money, woo, 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 woo. It's the man, woo, 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 woo. Like, stop listening to other people, first of all. Go actually do some research, and you'll learn. You'll learn that the Republican Party was started by black people. It was originally for, like he said, it was originally for us. But, you know, as time passes and, you know, people get smarter, Democrats, and yeah, they kind of had a strong hold on us for so long and had me believing as a black man that because of my skin color, I'm automatically supposed to vote Democrat. And that's not the case. I used to feel like I didn't have a choice. I genuinely did. But now I know better. As far as Maxine go, what can you call her other than a hypocrite? Please let me know.